Well, here we are, Musical Layers Part 13. Returning with the Musical Layers series. This here in front of us is the reason, well, part of the reason why I haven't made any new ones. Besides taking a break, I've just been exploring some new things in mixing, and this is a song by Sunday Muse, which is part of a series that's going on over on Home Studio Corner with Joe Gilder, and it's called Mixed Together, and we've been working through songs. This is actually the second one, which is where I came in or became aware of it, and it's basically where we, with an artist's permission, are mixing one of their songs and learning some things about mixing, because the best way to learn mixing is to do it. So knowing the basics and then experimenting with different songs. So that's what I've been doing, mixing this song and hopefully getting a good sound with it. So yeah, and I've been enjoying it. And now I'll be quiet and let you listen.
Come a little closer here. No need to try and hide nor fear. Your lips may lie, but I know your soul tells every truth it holds. Come in all of your ruin. You've carried enough from all that it has been. Cease the need to be a prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find a way to go, but oh, just come home.
Well, I am a cluttered house, locking doors to keep it in or out. There's room
For you in me to fill every crack between. Tear down the walls I have built.
to empty out all I've tried to fill. So
Cease the need to be a prideful king.
So I will probably be putting up or in some form sharing my full version of this when it's finished. But for now, I wanted to kind of talk about. I probably really should have made videos while I was mixing it, but I was enjoying myself and didn't kind of. I like making videos, but it kind of takes me out of it a bit sometimes, and I kind of need to be in the zone to be mixing. So, all right. So this one is unlike most of the other ones I've done because it is not just instrumental. It's got all kinds of things happening here. So I basically just kept to the same elements that I usually like to do. I like to keep the things that are supposed to be prominent, in this case the vocals, in the middle. You can play with other things, but that's just the way I like to do it. And But this was about learning different things, because this color coding here, you've seen, if you've seen the Audition versus Reaper set that I did here as well, where I colored tracks and just in order to tell the difference, and you can see how Reaper colors a waveform and not the whole block, which I think is a nice thing. But this was new for me. I've color-coded tracks, but not in this way, you see. So here we have all our percussion, which is on top. Not really used to working with percussion, generally. So this was a little bit new. Not that I've never heard percussion before, but so for this song, and there's a nice. It's kind of part acoustic sound, so it's not like a full kit or anything. It's just actually a floor tom, shaker, tambourine, snare top, snare top, snare bottom, and snare R, whatever that is. So of course we have our tom, which I'm just gonna have to do this. Okay. And let's see, the shaker doesn't come in until later. Shaker's just a shaker. And you can hear the little effects I have popping on there. So basically everything is routed to sends. So if I could use this one as an example, it is being sent to the track I call Perk, which this track doesn't actually have anything in it. It just has all these other tracks sending to it. And yeah, well, let's go with the one that we had to begin with. And so I'm trying to remember if I did. Oh yes, I did do this sort of thing, I think, with the sound design series, mixing USS Sasquatch. But then I think I was doing what they call folder, and when you create a folder track inside of Reaper, the tracks that are going through the folder track, which if I hit this it will become a folder, the tracks that are going through it have to be directly underneath for this to work. So let's see, hopefully I didn't mess up anything in here.
Having control.
No. So with this way, they don't have to be directly under it. You just send them. They can be in no particular order. In fact, they're on top of the track they're being sent to. This is sort of what other DAWs call a bus track. At least in Audition, they're called bus. Some call them auxiliary. So have them separated by that: percussion, vocals, background vocals, guitars, and then some other miscellaneous stuff. The bass is going to its own bus, which I thought was a little odd at first, but it's helpful if I want to do anything else to it, which Joe was saying sometimes he'll double bass or something like that. This is a song though where you don't want to do a whole lot. It's pretty nice as it is. And what else? Oh, it's nice to have a song arranged really well. So you get things like what I'm about to show here. Let's see. Okay. So we have this section. This is not necessarily for every song, it's just interesting, so it's coming up now. So That little conversation there. Anyway, I like the way that turned out, kind of question and answer, because hearing the bass by itself, I thought, what is it doing? Because it's just, it's like, I'm not there, but in here. That's an upright bass, so a lot of interesting stuff happening there. Okay, so one thing I learned since the last time I colored tracks, before I move on to a little mixing tip that I sometimes use and probably should use more often. One thing I learned is that you can color the tracks. Here you select a color, and we can say random colors, custom default. I usually go to custom, and then I can choose a color. And let's say we pick this sort of off pink, sort of purple color, and we do the track. I learned that inside of Reaper, which I didn't know, you can select all these tracks and then come over here and say, let's choose a different color. Let's do a sort of off black. It's still dark down there. Well, this is the color they already are. We gotta change them to something different if we want to see something different. So let's choose this sort of teal color, I guess. All the auxiliary tracks are now the same color. So I don't know how many DAWs can do that, but that's I just thought that was really interesting. I know Studio One does it. Not sure about Audition. Pro Tools I have not played around with in a while. So that little trick that I should use more often. If you'll notice, each one of these tracks has one that's over here, and it's represented in each track represented in the mixer has a related track up here. So, except the master track, and that's something I wondered about, because Audition you can access the master track. I thought, well, Reaper you can't do that, but you can. There's a little shortcut, which I'll show you now. I just did it. Control-Alt-M. And here we have the master track. And one of the things I say you should do with your mixes is listen to them in mono to kind of make sure you're not to make sure it still sounds good, because basically everything you're not going to be listening with two speakers at the sides of your head necessarily. If you have it on in the room and you walk around the room, unless you have surround sound, it's pretty much going to be more or less summed to mono just by virtue of the way it's interacting in the air. So maybe summed isn't the right word, but anyway, it's helpful practice. So right here, we've been listening in stereo, and if you push this button here, then you can listen to the mix in mono.
Come a little closer here. No need to try and hide nor fear. Your lips may lie, but I know your soul tells every truth it holds. Come in all of your ruin. You've carried enough from all that it has been. Cease the need to be a prideful king or queen.
So one of the first things I notice is that the delay seems to go away a bit, and it's not really gone, it's just not as noticeable, the delay on the vocals, as opposed to stereo, mono.
Oh, just come home.
Stereo.
fill every crack between.
So basically what I'm listening for is to make sure nothing gets lost or buried once it's switched over to mono, and pretty much everything is still clear. Some of the guitar part that, like, I had the guitar panned, which way is it panned? To the left. Okay. And in stereo it's definitely on the left, but in mono, it just sort of tucks itself underneath the rest of the elements. So that's just one of the things that I noticed. Okay, so that's pretty much it until I'm finished with it, and that's a really good song. I'm enjoying it. Oh, something else I can do. There's mute the percussion.
All I've tried to fill. So
Seize the need to be your prideful king.
And already you have another mix. Alright, thank you all for watching, and catch you in the next video.